Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Andrea Laplante. I am a certified health coach with the Dr. Sears Wellness Institute, and I'm also a Juice Plus National Marketing Director with this amazing company. And I have to say, I'm a little jazzed up right now. My adrenaline's going. I just came from my son's playoff game and left with 6 minutes left and didn't hear what the outcome is, but I left a really important function for my family to come here and share this information because I am so incredibly passionate about what we're talking about tonight. The power and sustainability of vegan omegas. It gets me absolutely, I don't know, I guess you could say the goosebumps, because it's one of my favorite topics, is talking about how to heal the human body with food, with no side effects, in a sustainable way that we can help our oceans and the earth. So I'm just going to get into it here. Omega is the #1 term in nutrition science right now. It's the #1 nutrient with the most health effect for all ailments of all ages. Now just think about if we could get this one nutrient into the human body of all of the population. Just stick with me here and you'll see all of the benefits that are going to take place. The benefits here on this page: inflammation, flexible fat, brain, pregnancy. Seafood is seafood, which means it's vision. Heart health. Seafood is mood food, which is another form of brain function. These are some of the benefits that I'm going to talk about, and we'll just get into them a little bit independently here. So the first one is inflammation. Inflammation is the main reason people have the 3 Ds: disease, disability, and doctor's visits. One of the most important items to consume to reduce inflammation is omega-3s. Did you know that? Think about how we want to reduce inflammation. Inflammation is the root cause of all disease. So if we can get a hold of the inflammation in our body and reduce that, patients spend $20 billion on anti-inflammatory drugs for itis illnesses, such as arthritis, bronchitis, which you could consider asthma, colitis, which could be considered inflammatory bowel disease, dermatitis, which could be a form of eczema, cognitivitis, which is Alzheimer's. Most people don't eat enough omega fats. Controlling and reducing inflammation is becoming a focus for keeping the body healthy at all ages. Inflammation simply means excessive wear and tear or rough edges all over the body. One thing you can do to reduce inflammation is eat more omegas. Wellness is a body with inflammatory balance, and illness is a body with inflammatory imbalance. So we all want to have balance within our body, right? We want to reduce that inflammation. Omegas are a way to do that. So what does it mean to be a flexible fat? Why is flexibility so important? Omegas have head-to-toe healing properties for all ailments of all ages, which is due to their flexibility. Omegas are flexible fats, which means they're pliable. Do you want your arteries to be hard or soft? So think of hardening of the arteries. We want our cells to be pliable so nutrients can be absorbed into the cell and toxins can be excreted. If our cells are hard, nutrients are not readily absorbed. The body is not nourished, the trash and toxins are not removed, and disease and inflammation creeps in. Flexibility is important, and omegas keep our organs flexible. So just take a look at the artery, the image on the left, what's in your arteries. It shows your arteries at 10 years of age all the way up to 50 years. So you can go along in your life, I feel fine, I feel fine, I feel fine, I feel great, right? You're not seeing or feeling the effects of sticky stuff accumulating in your artery walls. And what can happen? You could have heart disease, heart attack, stroke, your heart could even stop. And when you look at that sticky stuff, that creates a hard environment where nutrients are not readily absorbed and the blood flow is not readily advancing throughout your body. So it's just a great visual. I'm a visual girl, so I love to see the way sticky stuff affects the arteries. and how omegas are anti-sticky stuff for your arteries. Science says go omega-3. Inflammation balancing effects of omega-3s. And we talked a little bit in our outline about the brain. Omegas improve learning and behavior in kids. It mellows moods, prevents Alzheimer's, improves thinking, helps heal neurodegenerative diseases, and lessens the ability for strokes. Now think about, we'll get into a little bit more about some of the issues that kids have today and how if we can get omegas, the amount of proper omegas into kids every day, what that will do to help with their brains. Vision, it improves your vision. It moistens your dry eyes, delays age-related macular degeneration. With your ears, it delays age-related hearing loss. Your gums, it helps with gingivitis. Think about, what is gingivitis? It's inflammation of the gums. Your gut, it lessens colitis and irritable bowel syndrome. And your immune system, it lessens autoimmune disease. And right now we're at a place where we need to think about how to protect and strengthen our immune system. And by reducing the inflammation in our gut, where our immune system is housed, we are actually supporting a strong immune system. So let's talk about the brain a little bit. Omegas are great for our brains. The brain is the most riveting organ. And fats make up 60% of our brain tissue. So as Dr. Sears says, we want to grow fat heads. The brain is mostly fat, and omegas are the smartest fat in our brain. Every tissue is only as healthy as each cell in it. I was just listening to a call last night, and Lisa Blaisdell was talking about how when she started adding omegas to her diet, our vegan omegas, she started remembering her dreams again. And that's just a perfect example of how adding this nutrition just keeps the brain healthy and functioning well. I love the visual there. Omegas help me do better in school, and you want to think about that for your kids too. Omegas are brain food. So what about pregnancy? The brain is most affected by nutrition, and when we talk about the brain and the pregnancy brain for babies, the brain is going through a huge growth spurt for babies in utero. The brain grows most during pregnancy in the first year. Its brain is 60% fat, as I had mentioned, 20% DHA. Omega-3 is to the brain like calcium is to the bone. Brain cell membrane fluidity, myelin development, and growing fat heads. So if we want to grow fat heads, we want to start with the pregnant mom. Omegas are the #1 nutrient pregnant mom needs, and most pregnant moms are not getting enough. Depressed moms have low levels of omegas, especially as the baby reaches the 3rd trimester and sucks all the fats from mom. If mom's not adding omegas, baby takes what they need and mom is left depleted. This leads to depression and even postpartum depression. So let's make sure our pregnant moms receive their omegas. And then of course the baby needs omegas. So as they continue to grow outside of the womb, we want them to be happy, healthy, brainy babies. Seafood is seafood, and we're talking about vision here. Omegas help with vision. The retina of the eye is mostly fat and blood vessels, and you can see from the diagram on the right there what the image of the retina looks like. This is why high doses of omegas are recommended for eye issues. So we want to make sure that we provide that health for our eye, and omegas are a way to do that. Heart health. We talked a little bit about sticky stuff in the arteries, but specifically, the heart also benefits from omegas. And one of the top 10 health concerns is blood vessel health. Every tissue in the body is only as healthy as the health of the blood vessels supplying it. I'm just going to repeat that again. Every tissue in the body is only as healthy as the health of the blood vessels supplying it. We have endothelium is the lining of our bloodstream, and blood supplies oxygen and floods our body for every organ. The healthier the blood vessel, the healthier the tissues. Therefore, you want to increase blood supply to every cell in the body. You want to make sure the cell membrane is not sticky. You want to keep sticky stuff out of the lining of your bloodstream, which is the epithelial. The #1 nutrient that keeps sticky stuff off the medicine bottles and the lining of our bloodstream is omegas. Algae makes blood less sticky and allows for faster blood flow. We can make our own medicine when given the proper nutrients. And just to give you a visual of what I just spoke about, This is an image of what our epithelial looks like. And when our endothelium pharmacy is open, you can see those little fish are the omegas, but we're talking about a vegan omega here. But just to give you an idea, it smooths the blood flow and it opens the internal medicine bottles within the lining of our bloodstream in the endothelium. And that's omega-3 sufficiency when everything's moving along. The endothelium pharmacy is closed when there's sticky stuff on the blood cells, the lining of the bloodstream, the sticky stuff in the endothelium, and it closes our natural pharmacy. Our internal medicines are blocked, and that's an omega-3 insufficiency. So we want to be able to support the health and the internal pharmacy of our body. And by doing that, adding omegas will help keep those medicine bottles in the lining of our bloodstream open. Seafood is mood food. Children that eat omegas have less ADD, which is attention deficit disorder. ADHD is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. OCD is obsessive compulsive disorder. There's bipolar disorder and autism spectrum disorder. It helps with better attention, dyslexia improvement, less aggressive. Omegas are safer and less expensive than prescription drugs with no side effects. For teens, omegas can help lower the risk of metabolic syndrome, lowering the BMI, with a healthy satiating factor, keeping their blood sugar stable and fueling the brain. Less mood disorders as well. And when you think about when your blood sugar is not stable, what happens? You have a rush in the lining of your bloodstream. If you think about adding the sugar in and you spike, right? Your sugar spikes, your blood sugar spikes, and then you crash. And that can really affect your mood. So it helps with your mood disorders. And every time that blood rushes through the lining of your bloodstream, it causes nicks. And over time, that causes the plaque to build up. So we want to make sure that we have that high satiation factor and our blood sugar is stable. So the epidemic of D's, when I talked about how seafood is mood food, seafood is school food, and I addressed those different spectrum disorders. 78% of children 4 to 8 years old are omega-3 deficient. So adding omegas, it improves attention and learning with omega-3 supplementation. The dosage is 1,000 milligrams of EPA DHA a day. And the D's, deficiency in neurohormones, serotonin, dopamine, and will help with that. It will help ADHD in children, lower blood levels. Children with the highest blood omega-3 have better attention and learning, improves dyslexia, less aggressive behavior, improvement with omega-3, is safer than prescription drugs that I had mentioned before. So we're talking about the importance, the flexibility, the pliability of omegas, reducing inflammation, adding to our bloodstream, keeping our pharmacy open. And what really gets me so jazzed up is how our company is so forward thinking that 10 years ago we started researching what fish eat so we would not have to get our omegas from fish. And our company learned through science that fish eat the algae, the seafood in the ocean. We no longer have to actually get the omegas from fish, but through the algae they eat. So we actually don't get omegas from fish, but the plants, the algae the fish eat. 2.7 trillion fish are caught each year. Additional 2 trillion are killed in the process, including 650 whales, dolphins, and porpoises. Now that's just, it's just not needed. We don't need to be depleting the oceans and killing our marine life for omegas when we know scientifically that we get omegas from the seafood in the ocean, not the fish. Half of the fish caught are used for fish oil, including diminishing krill population, which is the bottom of the food chain. Now, if we wipe out a whole piece of the food chain, everything is going to go out of whack. It takes 5 pounds of fish to get 1 ounce of fish oil. So everybody on this call, if everybody can go out and share omegas with someone, and switch that fish oil to this vegan omega, think of what we can do to keep the marine life safe and help overall. It's going to help our health, but it's going to help the oceans, which again will help the earth. And this is something I'm really, really passionate about, is trying to make a difference and an impact for future generations. Another point of not eating the fish is that our fish supply is extremely toxic. The Puget Sound is an estuary, which is a semi-enclosed body of water in which salt water from the Pacific Ocean mixes with fresh water runoff from a surrounding watershed. You can Google it and look at images of the Puget Sound, but scientists have found toxic matter in the baby salmon, such as heavy metals, antibiotics, anticoagulants, Lipitor, flonase, and cocaine, just to name a few of some of the contaminants in the salmon, in the baby salmon. So what would happen if we ingest it? We're actually ingesting those toxins. Another thing that fish are eating is plastic. Plastic is taking over our oceans. It's killing marine life as they ingest it. At this time, humans consume a credit card size of microplastic a year. This, along with the plastic in our fish supply, means we'll be ingesting more plastic as well. So here's where the excitement comes in. We have a solution. I love this company because we're offering solutions to everyday issues in such a positive way and doing so many great things for our health and the earth at the same time. We can turn these negative stats around by consuming vegan omegas. We can take our health to the next level. We can leave more fish in the ocean, no excess waste or killing, no contaminants. Why? We actually grow our own algae. So we know where our algae is from, it's contained, and we grow it ourselves. Our omega, as you can see, is filled with algal oil, pomegranate seed oil, sea buckthornberry oil, raspberry seed oil, safflower seed oil, tomato seed oil. And these seeds are cold pressed. Our vegan omegas, they're full spectrum. So not only are you getting an omega-3, you're getting the full spectrum of omega-3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. So what does that mean for the body? It means that the synergy of all these plants are so much better than one. And that's going to just take your health to the next level. The seeds are cold pressed berries, seeds, and our very own vegan seafood. It's actual seafood, right? We're talking about the algae, not the fish. The pomegranate is high antioxidant, vitamin C, cancer prevention, helps prevent Alzheimer's, digestion benefits, and it's an anti-inflammatory, helps with arthritis and heart disease. The sea buckthornberry, heart health, skin health, diabetes. It helps with diabetes issues, immune function, liver, fights cancer. Raspberry, red raspberries contain strong antioxidants such as vitamin C, gallic acid that fights against cancer, heart and circulatory disease, age-related decline. It's high in ellagic acid. It's hard to say those two words together. A known chemo preventative. Can you imagine? It helps with that. It's a chemo preventative and have been shown to have anti-inflammatory properties. Safflower improves blood sugar, heart health, lowers cholesterol, fights inflammation, dry skin. Tomato, circulation, heart, cholesterol, vitamin A, B, C, K, antioxidants, bone health. And algal oil, pregnancy, eye health, heart health, cognitive development, memory, reduces inflammation. Can you imagine all of those things in your body every day that's not hurting the ocean, that's healing your body, reducing that inflammation with food, with plants? And it's just such an incredible, brilliant solution to an issue that we have. And we need to get our omegas in every day. Our body doesn't make them, so we do need an outside source, and we have the best version. So what do omegas in a nutshell improve, right? When we just look at it as a glance, I know we talked about it specifically, but look at this list of vision, gingivitis, softens and smooths skin, improves learning and behavior, improves colitis, IBS, alleviates asthma, delays diabetes, alleviates arthritis, smarter brain at all ages, delays age-related hearing loss, steadies pacemaker, reduces high blood pressure, regulates heart rate, prevents coronary thrombosis, lessens arteriosclerosis, lessens erectile dysfunction. So if that doesn't get you, maybe the erectile dysfunction will. It actually reduces the inflammation, and it helps with circulation everywhere in all of our organs. And you can see the picture on the left of the omega-3 effect. It just really affects every aspect of our body. It's so needed. And these omegas, once they get into our body, are doing incredible things all over. And what I love about it too is how much it's helping the earth. So this omega is a brilliant solution. We know omegas are good for us. Now we know of a plant-based solution that not only will take our health to the next level, but our oceans too. Our vegan capsules are sealed at low temperature as not to alter the nutritional content. If you actually look in the omega, there's a little bubble in there that's put in there specifically. And what happens when you swallow fish oil caps is many times, because they've had to seal that capsule, the oil has already gone rancid. So that's why a lot of times people end up, it ends up backing up on people and they have that yucky fish taste. So there's no fish taste here. You can just give it to your kids all the way through the elderly. It's just food. By saving oceans and marine life, we are essentially saving ourselves and our planet. So I'm just going to stop the share here now. And I just want to say thank you, everyone, for joining tonight and learning about a way that we can help save our oceans and give our health the ultimate in terms of adding that omega and reducing that inflammation. I hope you enjoyed it tonight. And if you have any questions and you love what you heard tonight, reach out to the person who invited you onto this call. We'll be happy to answer questions offline, help get you started. We are actually, this is one of several, but a very small product line of plant-based nutrition, fruits, vegetables, berries, omegas. We have a vegan nutritional drink, and we also have a tower garden to grow our own food. So these plant-based nutrients are readily absorbed in the body, and they work synergistically together. And I'm just so proud to be part of healing at a cellular level and giving people optimal health. So thank you again so much for joining us. We're so happy to have you.